everyone to 284 News. My name is Javon Wilson.
I'm Kamal Haynes.
And I'm Ron Grant.
And we are so thrilled and happy to be coming to you live out of the beautiful British Virgin Islands. The content continues via our website, 284media.com. In today's news, the suspect in the Miya Marcano's case told family that, quote, he is not a stalker. When confronted by the family, we also have some new footage that was released.
Back to School Drive says the Honorable Marlon A Penn, politics is more than supporting your party supporters.
We also see Miss Karyn Alexander, a differently abled person living in the BVI with a cerebral palsy, saying, we are different, not inferior. Today, we get an insight into her life as well as those living with this disorder.
Miss BVI contestant number 1, Reba Smith, shares platform at the Rotary Club of Tortola meet and greet with Miss Chantal Malone, Olympian of the Virgin Islands. She also donates artwork towards the auction, and the Lions Club donates 4 microwaves to the Willard Whitley Primary School. We have all these details and so much more after a word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 News.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
Welcome everybody. It's Wednesday, October 6th, 2021. We're coming to you live and direct from the beautiful British Virgin Islands. I mean from Jos Van Dyke, Anegada, Virgin Gorda, and of course Tortola. We've got you covered. I'm Ron Grant.
And my name is Javon Wilson, covering the length and breadth of this beautiful Virgin Islands. Viewers, we have your local, regional, as well as international content, beginning with some new developments on the Miya Marcano's case. The medical examiner has officially confirmed that indeed the body found just a few days ago is the body of Miya Marcano. Also, a new video surfacing as the family confronted the suspect. We're going to get into the details later on. As well, we celebrate World Cerebral Palsy Day today, October 6th, with a very special and very candid, I believe, interview with our very own Miss Karyn Alexander. So lots to get into.
Indeed, BVICCHA struggles to stay afloat as revenue sinks to an all-time low, says Shayna Smith Archer, and the AG is vetting government contracts since ERA gives Claude Skelton Klein thousands of dollars in extra money. In addition to that, we're looking at more international ferry trips daily as operators see uptake in bookings, and the government, tone deaf, is defending belongership consideration for rapists, says leader of the opposition, Marlon A Penn. We're looking at a very beautiful story where last evening, October 15th, at a meet and greet hosted by the Rotary Club of Tortola, that's Rotary Club of Roadtown, for Olympian Chantal Malone, Miss BVI contestant number 1, Miss Reba Smith, addressed the audience and shared her platform with the public. Smith said, and I quote, "Climate change is one of the biggest changes and challenges humanity has ever faced. It affects sports along with so many other human activities." She continued by saying, how does this relate to the BVI? Well, we have 5 record-breaking world-class athletes, one of the most prominent being long jumper Miss Chantal Malone, the first VI athlete to reach Olympian final. This gives the BVI a voice in the campaign for environment protection and sustainability. Furthermore, it is our pristine BVI environment that nurtured and contributed to health, strength, and well-being of athletes like Chantal. And I want to shout that from the top of Sage Mountain, she said. Smith also donated a artwork towards the Rotary Club of Tortola auction, stating, and I quote, "At tonight's meet and greet fundraiser where Chantal is being honored as the guest, I am proud to donate this original piece of artwork to the organizers, the Rotary Club of Tortola, for their auction. The artwork, of course, viewers, features Chantal as my muse. The artwork also really majestic in the palms to fuse ideas of environmental protection and athleticism. That's the word. In addition to that, of course, we see where Jovan Chantal really spent some time meeting and greeting with local BVIlanders, along with some contestants. They have been contributing significantly to their work in addition to
Yes.
the Miss BVI contestants. Speaking of which, Miss Shanae Walters, contestant number 2, she's hosting a mental health event coming up on this Saturday, October 9th, which is a discussion really on mental health, how persons are coping, but she's also hosting a candle making competition.
Yes, super exciting.
Very exciting. Persons, as you can see, viewers, the mental health awareness campaign candle making class, tickets are $45. The location, of course, is at the Malone R&R Malone complex, and we caught up with Miss Walters just to get an update and to see what she had to say about persons and encouraging them to come too. And this is what she had to say. Listen in.
Good day, BVI. This is Shanae Walters, your contestant number 2 in the upcoming Miss British Virgin Islands pageant 2021. I'm inviting you all to come out on October 9th. That's this Saturday at 1:30 p.m. the R&R Malone complex to join me making some candles and discuss the importance of mental health awareness. We're going to be making a few candles from Ritz and Aromatherapy's therapy collection, which uses fragrance oils to help promote emotional well-being and mental health. It's a great opportunity to be able to partner with such a company here in the BVI. We're also hoping to have an open discussion with participants on the importance of therapy and different types of mental issues that may affect our territory.
Viewers, as we know, mental health has been a major contribution, and in speaking to this effort and how we should support each other as a community, this is what contestant number 2, Ms. Walters, had to say.
Come on and have some good afternoon fun. Candle making is not something that's done often here in the BVI, and I think it's a great activity for persons to try for the first time. Tickets are $45, and all proceeds go towards final preparation for the Miss BVI pageant. Thank you.
Lots going on the local pageantry front, and we wish the young ladies all the best.
Listen, these girls, their platforms, it's really beautiful to see many of them confronting what I would consider to be somewhat still very much taboo topics in our community.
Yes.
When you think about rape awareness, when you think about mental health, and even taking care of the environment, like Miss Reba Smith is bringing to the forefront via her platform. These are things that we have to be actively in the conversation of having and confronting. So I really do applaud all of the contestants, and even for those who are approaching very unconventional platforms like ambassadorship and so on. And of
like
course,
that one.
child, yes,
Yeah,
it's
I like that
new,
one.
it's
It's
different,
different,
and it really highlights a category that we have not acknowledged for a very long time here in the Virgin
when we
Islands.
think of ambassadorship, when we speak of locals, Mr. Benito Wheatley and his exceptional contributions to the Virgin Islands serves as a great example
Yes.
of an ambassador to the territory
Absolutely.
as we look at an international standard. So I am absolutely excited to hear that incorporated into pageantry, as you know how I feel.
Yes.
That we're looking at unprecedented but very important aspects of our territory.
Absolutely. And again, we applaud the girls and we look forward. This Friday, I believe, is the interview segment. And then on October 17th, we head to, I believe, the H Lab T-Style Auditorium. Now, viewers, as we head into today's newscast, Miya Marcano's family attorney is now revealing the grisly details of how she was found and released disturbing new video of the family confronting the man they believe killed their daughter. Now, viewers, in the video, you'll see shortly family members confront Mr. Armando Caballero. He would later be identified as the main suspect in 19-year-old Miya Marcano's disappearance, and death. Let's watch.
But no one knows Tati.
mind
You
you,
keep
and
mentioning
you live
Tati
20
and no
minutes
one
away
knows
from here,
Tati.
and you get a call
The
all of a
roommates
sudden.
don't even know Tati.
You've been sleepless since
You
10
keep
o'clock,
saying
and all of a
Tati is
sudden
a
you're showing
friend.
up here at 4 o'clock in the morning
Because
looking
me
for
and
me.
Tati were conversating about it, so I finally, it came
Okay,
up.
but
Should
Tati
I go and
is
see if I
someone-
see anything?
No one knows Tati. That's my whole thing. Not
Tati
even the
is
roommate
an
knows
employee
Tati.
here. You
She's an employee, but you keep saying Tati is a friend and that you've all hung out together. No one here knows Tati. All her
Well,
other
not
friends
all
showed up. Her
these
closest
people.
friends that live in the complex were all here with us early on. No one knows Tati. Only you. Whoever Tati is, and Tati's on the phone, she shouldn't even be on the phone right now. As of right now, you have sent obsessive texts to Miya. We have all seen the text. You talked about giving her your life savings. You cash out her money, and you claim that you weren't in touch.
Who told her gave
It's
her
on
life
text.
savings? I never
As a
said
matter of
that.
fact, we're going to get a police report to pull your phone records if that's the case.
What you have to do?
There's evidence of obsession, of something. You're fascinated with
It's
me.
not only from my side, so don't try to make this
No
like
one,
I'm a
no one's
stalker.
saying that. It takes
She's
two.
not here to defend
There's-
herself right now, so
obviously
we gotta
she's
talk to
missing.
you.
So we're talking to
And
you,
I
who've been going
completely
back and
respect
forth
that. I
on
understand
text.
that.
Alright,
That
so
is your
who-
family.
Right.
But until we figure out what's going on, just don't beat me up.
Nobody
one's
beating
beating
you
If
you
up.
I'm guilty, why
Well, you
would I
you put
come
yourself in the middle right here. You brought yourself over here.
Because we're concerned.
You're concerned. Why weren't you concerned hours ago?
I just found out.
All right, cool, no problem.
So
In
how
the
did, Ta-
first
so
few
how did
hours,
Tati find out?
We didn't think it was serious. I don't even know how Tati found
Oh,
out.
somebody's
She told me
missing and you don't think it's serious.
Someone
maybe
that
they hanging out. They got this place right here. They go downtown. I don't know. Maybe her phone's off. I don't know what she did.
She would use somebody's phone and call her dad, or her grandmother, somebody.
she was supposed to show up for a flight and didn't show up.
I can come back tomorrow.
Officer, can I ask you a question?
Definitely a troubling video to watch. Now, viewers, just yesterday, the Orange County, Florida medical examiner confirmed that the body found in the wooded area near the Timber Scan on Lake Apartment Complex in Orlando on Saturday is indeed 19-year-old Miya Marcano. They said, and I quote, "A positive identification of the female whose body was recovered in the wooded area on October 2nd, 2021 has been identified as Miya Marcano." That is the Orange and Osceola County's chief medical examiner, Dr. Joshua Stephanie. He released that in a statement. He also continued to say that the case is currently under law enforcement investigation, and any further requests for information, including cause and manner of death, will be deferred to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Additionally, viewers, just today, family attorney Daryl Washington confirmed that Marcano had tape around her wrists and feet, as well as tape around her mouth when her body was discovered. The suspect, Caballero, was found dead from an apparent suicide just 2 days after Marcano's family ran into him, as you saw in that video. Now, viewers, Orange County Sheriff John Menas said that Caballero expressed a romantic interest in Marcano, which was repeatedly denied by the teenager. He had a universal key that could let him into any unit, and the maintenance master key fob that he used was swiped to enter Mia's apartment some just 30 minutes before she got off from work. Ron, it's still a very troubling case to cover as we really zero in on what exactly happened in the Miya Marcano's case. But I think finally we are seeing, not just locally as we examine, like we mentioned, some of our contestants confronting these issues, but there has been a global call for us to really zero in and find ways of protecting our women, protecting our men from these dangerous acts. And as I reflect even on the R. Kelly's case recently, being that he was convicted on so many fronts, one of the things I did not realize until yesterday is that YouTube, within a very adamant and clear decision, removed all of R. Kelly's music from their forum, their platform, really standing in solidarity against dangerous acts like these. And I think it will require a continued global conversation. And we're just trusting and hoping that coming out of this case, persons can feel safer in their complex, and that holistically we could start to protect our women, protect our girls, protect our children in a more cohesive and in a more I think, intentional manner.
I totally agree with you, and it is heart-wrenching as we continue to reveal and come into contact with the details of the death of Miya Marcano. And at the final analysis, Jovan, what I think is important, while you speak on the importance of protecting our women, I think it is paramount that we continue to educate our men on the importance of respecting value, respecting purpose of a woman. I think that when you look at all the happenings of this case, it is not only heart-wrenching, but we have to put into perspective what it means and how it looks when you put persons in a situation where they're unable to say no, they're unable to defend themselves, and there are a lot of aspects that would come into this. October just happens to be a lot of different aspects. Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we continue to be confronted with these issues in our territory and across the region, and all we could do, to be honest with you, is not only educate, but as parents, try to raise the best generation of not only women, but men as well.
I completely agree with that.
On the local scene, in a clear act of community support, Honorable Marlon A Penn, leader of the opposition, visited 2 of the 3 primary schools located in both Districts 7 and District 8. Now, during his visit, Honorable Penn handed over gift vouchers to both Willard Whitley Primary School and the Francis Lettsome Primary Schools in an effort to provide much needed assistance to students attending both primary schools. The District 8 representative said, and I quote, "It was indeed a pleasure to visit schools today. Albeit the presentation occurred at a much later date than I would have liked, the vouchers will assist some students with purchasing uniforms, books, and other much needed items." At the Willard Whitley Primary School, Honorable Penn shared with the students the significant role of teachers in the life of all students. Now, in singling out teacher Gloria Donovan, one of the teachers presented at the event, the district representative said, and I quote, "Teacher Donovan impacted my life in a positive manner from a very young age. She has helped mold me into the man I am today," Honorable Penn added. Honorable Penn was accompanied by 2 members of the Rotary Club in Tortola, who also provided microwaves. That's the Rotary Club of Central Tortola in both schools. Of course, at the Francis Lettsome Primary School, Honorable Penn stated that the school is one of the first institutions that help to lay a foundation for the present and future generation of this country. Now, in this disclosure, he added that students at both schools are encouraged to support their teachers. Honorable Penn commended the importance of education, as students are the natural wealth of the BVI. He further explained to the students that the need to respect and obey their teachers is of paramount importance. Now, during this event, the lack of basic facilities conducive to productive teaching environment was brought to the Honorable Penn's attention, to which he promised to address and bring relief to the current issues being faced at the primary schools within his district area. Honorable Penn is committed, he said, to supporting his community and the wider territory, and believes really that helping everyone's, regardless of their political affiliation, is the hallmark of a true leader. Joyce Samuel Primary School staff and students will be the next recipients of the Honorable Penn's support. Jovan, as schools have reopened, we see a lot of contributions from a lot of persons and organizations being commended and being brought to the table. I do hope that our community can look at this and not only do this at the end of at the beginning, of a school term or school year, but really understand the importance of supporting teachers and students continuously as we progress through this very, very challenging academic season.
I completely agree with you, and also with Honorable Marlon Penn in saying that, support should not be politically affiliated. Yes. We see, and what we have seen over the years through successive government is how persons continue to politicize education, and it's a dangerous thing, and it really comes at the expense, again, of our students. So I'm really happy to see us reaching back and doing what is absolutely necessary under our portfolios to get done as legislators, because our students need it, especially since coming out of the atrocities of 2017 into a parallel, which is COVID-19. They have been displaced. Yes. And most definitely deserve to learn in a comfortable environment with necessary resources. Now, viewers, still ahead of the break, we are getting into a story that is very special to our brand 284 Media. As we acknowledge World Cerebral Palsy Day, we are speaking to Karyn Alexander. It's a very special story, and so much more happening right after the commercial break, so stick with us. Viewers, welcome back to 284 News. Now, as we celebrate World Cerebral Palsy Day, BVIslander, indifferently abled Miss Karyn Alexander, is calling for more community compassion and inclusivity for persons living with this disorder. Miss Alexander said, and I quote, "Not just me, but other persons with disabling conditions did not, nor are they given much accommodations. People do not accept that individuals with disabilities are different, not lesser persons," end of quote. Now, viewers, while noting that she has had a normal life outside of her physical activities, Karyn highlighted some of the challenges she faced. She said, and I quote, "Yes, often enough, most often in subtle ways, there were persons who doubted my intellectual ability, excluded me from activities, or ignored me," end of quote. But Karyn, of course, would not let this stop her aspiration to excel academically. Her scholastic achievements include an associate's degree in general science, English from the H. Lavity Stout Community College, a bachelor's of arts in mass communications and media studies, and a master of science degree in digital science strategy, both conferred by the Arizona State University. Ms. Alexander said, and I quote, "Academically, I have had a few issues, and these were mitigated by compassionate teachers, a committed student aide, my immediate family, and supportive relatives and friends," she added. Viewers, Karyn is compassionately imploring persons in the community to foster a better relationship with differently abled persons. She went on to say, "Have real conversations with us, get to know us on a personal level, and recognize and respect our abilities, find ways to use our abilities so that we are able to contribute meaningfully to society," end of quote. Now, as the world continues to raise awareness, there has been a global call for more inclusivity from the policymakers. Karyn urged local legislators to craft policies that will support this. She said, and I quote, "Develop comprehensive policies that cover educational opportunities, employment, accessibility, and healthcare services. Ensure that service agencies such as banks are more accommodating to disabled persons. For instance, if one cannot write, should there not be an alternative way of affirming the validity of a document?" she asked. She also spoke to awareness opportunities, viewers, and the importance of accessibility of infrastructure. She continued, and I quote, "Awareness through educational programs can be a part of school and community activities. When planning structures, ramps, restrooms, corridors, entrances, and exits should be fully accessible as well. Incidentally, I would point out that these physical plant features would also be beneficial for persons with health issues, senior citizens, people who are temporarily disabled, and custodial workers." Now, viewers, perhaps one of the most profound part of our conversation with Ms. Karyn was her acknowledgement and really highlighting the fact that despite being treated contrary, differently abled persons are more than worthy of fair treatment. She said, and I quote, "We are different, not inferior. We have dreams just as anyone else. We have emotions. We feel pain, anger, loneliness, fear, love, happiness, and companionship. We do not define ourselves by our disability, but by our character and personality. So do not be afraid to talk to us about our condition, because we understand why you are curious and why you may have questions," end of quote. Viewers, World Cerebral Palsy Day, which occurs annually on this date, October 6th, reminds us that over 17 million people are impacted by this disorder. Now, cerebral palsy is one of the most common physical disabilities affecting the most vulnerable among us, which of course is our children. Additionally, cerebral palsy occurs over a span of a child's entire lifetime with no cure. Ron, this story in particular has been a long time coming. I've been really following Miss Alexander's journey and her persistence, her grit, and also her amazing abilities. You know, when we think about persons with disabilities or who are differently able, as I would prefer to say, we oftentimes think about them in the sense of, sending them pity, sympathy,
Yes.
not acknowledging their other strengths. And what she's imploring persons to look at is not our disabilities, but our other abilities. We are differently abled and, of course, worthy of fair treatment and the same treatment that are given to other persons. So we really do applaud her for her bravery in sharing with us very candidly, and of course join the rest of the world, the global community, in observing and raising awareness for persons living with cerebral palsy.
Jovan, one of the things that I find absolutely amazing is her statement where we are different but not inferior. And I think when we look at any disability this month, October, now it's a packed month, guys. There's a lot going on in October. It is also spinal bifida awareness. And when we look at the conditions that really affect a child at birth and then affect their parents and their family, they are precisely that. You and I have had guests of different demographics, from spina bifida to Alzheimer's awareness to a number of issues, and they are no different. They are fun-loving, they're beautiful people, their stories are remarkable, and I do think that just like Miss Alexander said, she spoke about the writing aspect, going to a bank, that's just an example. But again, we have to look at the holistic approach. We have a lot of cases in the BVI where persons of a disability might go to a bank and there's no ramp. They might go to a supermarket, there's no rep, and there is no accountability whatsoever when it comes to these aspects until it affects us individually as a community.
In a personal
and I
way.
think our powers that be really need to I'm going to attack the Ministry of Health because I think it comes under their specific responsibility, making sure that the persons and businesses, the community at large, is accommodating to persons with special needs in various aspects, whether it be cerebral palsy, whether it be spina bifida. You have to be accommodating to your residents.
Yeah,
and
we
just
have
like
to
Ms.
be
Alexander
inclusive.
said, we're no different. We're different, but we're not inferior. We have feelings, we can vote, we can speak. Her, in a perfect example, has been extremely vocal about the concerns of the territory, what's happening. She's a young entrepreneur, and I think that we have to give our young people, we have to give our people a fighting chance when it comes to these matters. You can't just sit down and just simply accommodate them in your own way. You have to really and truly make provisions that would allow them to sustain and make a valuable contribution.
And also, you cannot craft policies to govern the way they go about living their lives without including them. And I think within her very passionate plea, I really applaud her acknowledging the fact that you can come to me. You have a question, or you're curious, speak to me. And I think it's very important that we continue to cover stories like this, Ron, because, for lack of better words, it seemingly represents a minority. And these are the people and these are the stories that we need to be continuously covering to ensure that we are living in a community that is compassionate, but that also represents inclusivity.
Most definitely. We encourage our viewers, there are a lot of us within the society who have the means to contribute to various causes, whether it's be the Eslin Roche Learning Center on Tortola, the Autism Center in the BVI as well. There are a lot of avenues where persons who are supportive of the cause can actually contribute. Of course, like we mentioned, the spina bifida awareness that is being observed. We have the domestic violence observed. This is also Cancer Awareness Month. So there are a lot of causes that can be contributed to in the BVI, and we implore you as residents and friends to do so.
All right, viewers, I think that is all the time we have, but so much content yet to be covered on this newscast. But of course, you can catch up with us via our website, 284media.com. Viewers, lots of information available there. I think one of the things topping our headlines on the international scene is the fact that Tesla, of course, was forced to pay a $137 million payout to a former worker for racist treatment. And again, speaking to the times that we're living in.
Causes.
Absolutely. So viewers, check out our website, 284media.com. We're also on Facebook at 284media and Instagram, 284BVI, as well as Twitter. As per usual, my name is Jovan Wilson.
And I'm Ron Grant. We will see you again tomorrow. Wishing you, each and every one of you, a beautiful rest of the day. We'll see you. Bye-bye.